So today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a magic circle, also known as a magic ring. These are very helpful for starting projects, especially projects that start in a circle and weave out from there. And then these a lot of times are used to start these projects. They're not usually, I don't think, used in the middle of crocheting projects, but they're very helpful for getting started, especially because you can help pull a string and then it closes up and makes your project look neater. So I have done a lot of crochet projects in the past and I'm pretty comfortable with magic rings, so I think I'll be able to show them to you pretty well. And I did just an example here real quick to show you. I did a lot of double crochets into the circle here, which I pulled tighter to make a smaller circle, which is what the magic circles are used for. So usually these projects can go off into something much larger. It doesn't have to stop here, and really you'll just follow whatever instructions your project gives you for the number of single crochets, the number of double crochets, exactly what you're doing with this magic circle. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And as for what you need, you'll need a pair of scissors. Really any kind works as long as it cuts stuff. Mine are pretty dull. You'll need a crochet hook. Doesn't matter if it's plastic, metal, doesn't matter the size, as long as the size of your crochet needle matches the size of your yarn. So you'll be able to find the size of the yarn on the tag somewhere, and then you will be able to find the size of your needle or your crochet hook on the hook itself. Mine, for example, is size 8 or size H, and so is my yarn. So you can get these from Walmart, really any local store, pretty much, craft stores, stuff like that, and they're pretty easy to find. So to start off, we're putting the hook down. We're not starting with that. We're going to put some yarn over our fingers, so we just kind of like latched it over the fingers here, and then we're going to wrap it up and around, so that way we make it, oh, dropped it, so that way we make an X on our fingers here. And then you can put your thumb on there to stabilize it, but this is our newest strand of yarn, and then this is the old strand of yarn. So if you turn your hand over, you should have 2 strands of yarn. So the one furthest from me, that's our old strand, and the one closest to me is our new strand. We're going to take our hook from here, and we're going to go under the old strand and grab the new strand, and we're going to pull it through. And if my hook doesn't slip, we're going to pull it through and twist. So that way we have this here. You don't want this to be too tight, because if it's too tight, you're not going to be able to do any crochets or single, double, anything like that later. So you want to have enough wiggle room here. And then you're going to grab here where all of them intersect, and you'll pull it off your hand. And then, for example, if you want to do, I'm going to do 2 single crochets, and then I'll do a couple double crochets into the magic circle, but this is where the magic circles or magic rings vary based on your pattern. So from here, I'm going to wrap new yarn around my hook, and I'm going to go under my old, slip it through, so I only have 1 left on here. And that's 1 single crochet, and I'm going to do the same, so I have 2, and bring that new one under the old one, and so I have 2 single crochets. For double crochet, which is what I have on the other one, I'm going to go under the yarn, through the magic circle, put my hook through the magic circle, grab more yarn here, and then come back through the magic circle. So I should have 3 little loops on my hook, and then I'm going to grab even more yarn, so now I should have 4, and then I'm going to pull this last one through 2 of them. So it should be the 4th one and the 1st one are the only 2 that are left, so I have 2 here. And then I'm going to do another one over this, and instead of skipping some, I'm just going to go through both. If I don't lose yarn real quick. There, and that's a double crochet. And I'm just going to do another one, same exact pattern. Go through, go under. Again, you don't want these to be too tight. You also don't want them to be too loose. If they're too tight, you're not going to be able to weave anything into them later, and you're not going to be able to do more crochet like loops later. And if they're too loose, it's just going to be really hard. It's going to fall off your hook all the time, and it's just going to be really hard to get like a nice tight, not tight, but like a nice looking crochet project. So here I've got a couple of these double crochets in here. And I'm just going to leave this on my hook, and from here you take this leftover string and you can pull, and you'll see that ring starts to get smaller and smaller. here, and you can pull it as tight as you want. I would suggest do not pull the string until you're fully, not done with your project, but you're fully out of the magic circle part. You've gone all the way through the first circle and stuff like that, because you want to leave enough room for you to be able to do all these crochet like loops into this circle before you tighten it. So here's what I got so far, which looks kind of similar to the other one, except I didn't do as many double crochets. So this one has about 3, this one has maybe 8, I guess. So that's what these guys look like. So just remember, don't do the loops and the hooks and stuff like that. Don't do them too tight and don't do them too loose. And make sure, especially with the cotton thread, that you don't like unravel some of this bit and pull through part of the yarn but leave some of it behind. So yeah, so that's how to make a magic circle. I hope it helps.